Hello, this is Jen at the Community Arts Center, and we are going to be live today doing chalk painting and knocking things off on the floor because it's Jen. So I'm going to wait for about 5 minutes to let everybody get signed on, and then we will get started. We need like some music playing. Someone have some music they can play for us? You're good. All right, it's just now 1 o'clock. We have 4 more minutes to go. I'm really excited to get things rolling. And let me just tell you, with the gloves, the mask, the jacket is not needed. There will be no mocking the floppy arms during this. No mocking the floppy arms. So just so you know, I am working in the office, and people are going to be coming in and out, and maybe they'll come in and offer me advice, and maybe they'll say hi to everybody, but just so you know, this is not a studio where I'm the only person there, so be ready for interruptions because it'll happen. Woohoo! Hi Jean, thanks for joining us. It's going to be a fun time. We'll see how many stupid mistakes I make, but you know, along the way we're going to have some fun. All right, 2 more minutes and then I'm going to get started. Okay, so here's the fun part, trying to figure out how to get a drink while wearing a face shield. Ooh, Kristen Grant. Hi, Kristen. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We need to do coffee sometime. Uh-oh, the boss lady signed on. If I sound nervous, it's a fluke because I'm not. She's seen me do these live videos before. Okay, I can't wait any longer. I need to get started. but I have some notes on my computer, so just a sec. All right, so those of you that weren't here 5 minutes early when I introduced myself, my name is Jen. I am the Education and Outreach Coordinator for the Community Arts Center, and I am excited today to show you how to chalk paint furniture. And I'm dressed in a very nice outfit, and I promise you I will not have paint on me from this because this is such an easy process. And it's pretty fast, actually. So we're really excited to offer this, and this really is a promo for next week's kids camp that we have here at the Arts Center. It's called DIY for Kids, and the kids are going to be refinishing furniture. I'm talking first, second, third, fourth graders using chalk paint because it's that easy. So I want to thank the Cambria Regional Chamber for all of your support. Thank you very much. This is their Ready, Set, Open Green Ribbon campaign. And I'm going to read this poster to you because it's pretty awesome. Cambria Regional Chamber is kicking off a green ribbon campaign recognizing area businesses as they reopen. To celebrate, businesses will receive this poster and a large green bow to proudly display. This Ready, Set, Open initiative encourages our community to shop local and support our region's vital businesses. So thank you to the Cambria Regional Chamber for supporting the businesses that are reopening. Newsflash, we've been open since June 29th. Did you know that? And we have all kinds of classes available. Go to caccc.org and check out what we have going. We have camps through the middle of August going, and just a lot of exciting things. We have several stained glass workshops that are available. So go to caccc.org and look at what we've got. We have an exhibit that will be going up the 1st of August that coincides with our Smile for the Future that's on our website. And that's going to be really exciting to have another exhibit in our gallery. It's been a long time, and it's been way too long. So there you have it. I have now promoted classes. I've promoted DIY camp, and I've talked to you about the chamber. So I've taken care of that business. Now I want to get on to the business of refinishing furniture. But I'm going to put my computer back to the Facebook screen so I can see who's here. Oh, one of our interns, Emily, has joined us, and Carrie Moore's here. Hi, Carrie. We need to talk, Carrie, because you need to be doing this for us. Yeah, we'll be talking. All right, so for refinishing furniture, what you need is a piece of furniture. Now, Angela said she needed a black mat stool for an upcoming play that we have that's going to be outside of Reader's Theater type of play. And so I thought that was a perfect way to get the task done that I need to do for Angela, and to show you guys how to refinish, how to paint furniture using chalk paint. So I typically use Waverly chalk paint. It is fairly inexpensive. This is like $6.50, and you can get it at Walmart. There are more expensive brands that will be, like if you have a really expensive piece of furniture, you might want to go with something like Dixie Belle or Annie Sloan chalk paint. But for something like this that's going to get used and abused, and we'll probably sand and paint it a different color another time, the Waverly chalk paint is great. For a piece of furniture that's going to kind of be tucked away somewhere, this is fine. So for this project today, you're going to need Waverly chalk paint. It's the Art Center. You never know what's going to happen. So anyway, Waverly chalk paint. And To finish, you can either use, gotta see here, wax, which this is a little 2-ounce bottle of wax. I hope this is in screen. I can't see. Or matte varnish. Either of those work really well. I tend to like the wax, but today I'm going to use varnish because this piece is going to take some wear and tear, so I want to do the varnish. All right, you also need a couple of brushes. Now you can use chip brushes, just inexpensive brushes, but you'll need to sand between coats when you do that. These are chalk paint brushes, and you can see how many bristles there are in these. That's what makes them really good. You can get a lot of paint into your brushes. You're going to need soapy water and a rag. And I have a spray bottle with just plain water in it. It's very helpful. And did I say you need a piece of furniture? It doesn't really matter what finish it has on it because chalk paint adheres to so many different finishes. So anyway, we're just going to get started. There may be something else that's here that I'll tell you about as we get going. Did I say a rag? Rags are really nice. So here on my stool, earlier this morning, I did the first coat on here because I wanted you to be able to see. This is just coat 1, and you know, I'm going to bring the camera in so you can really see it up close. So you can see that there's pretty good coverage on it for just one coat of paint, and that is black over this light wood. So it has really good coverage. All right, let me get my phone plugged back in so it doesn't run out of juice midway through. All right, so I'm going to put the second coat on over here so it can be drying while I'm working on the rest of this. Because the second coat takes just a little bit longer to dry than the first coat. And I have 2 brushes. One is for the paint and one is for the wax. I like to have my wax brushes always be kept separate. And I also have separate brushes for dark pigmented paints and lighter paints. So if I don't get every bit of paint out of the brush, it won't bleed into that pristine white piece I'm trying to work on. You don't have to wear gloves. I just have to work the rest of the day and don't want to have black paint on my hands. So this is just how easy it is. It goes on really fast and you get really good coverage. Oh, Lord have mercy. People, do you see what I have to put up with all day long? But we are trying to keep the arts alive. And by the way, speaking of which, Friday night we are having a free performance by our musical theater camp. And these kids are doing a tribute to Broadway. Since Broadway has been closed until 2021, they thought it would be great to do a tribute. And it has some of my favorite songs, like Hakuna Matata, Hair, 9 to 5. Oh, I can't remember any others. It's going to be a really fun performance. It's free. Right now, we're planning on it being at Stackhouse Park down at the Pavilion. If you can't make that walk down to the Pavilion, You can have somebody drop you off and they can then drive back up and park somewhere on Luzerne Street or in that general area. So I would just encourage you to be a part of our community. We will be asking everybody for their seating to please, you know, families be seated 6 feet apart from other families. And once the performance is started and you're social distancing, yes, take off the mask, you're outside. If you don't feel like you're comfortable with taking off your mask when you're outside, then please keep it on. We just really want to bring the community together. Because, you know, it's almost like we're the community arts center. All right, but do you see how fast this is going on? People, this is like the easiest thing. I'm just going to tell you, since Labor Day, I have painted 6 pieces of furniture. And it's so fast, it's kind of like addictive. It really is. It's addictive. So now I keep looking for more furniture to paint. I don't have any place to put it, but I want to paint more. I really do. So I would encourage you to give this a try. Oh, look, Jody Kessler joined in. Hi, Jody. Get to work. She's volunteering at our front desk and joining in on Facebook Live. I love it. We have some of the most amazing volunteers here at the Art Center. By the way, if you do come by the Art Center, please understand and bear with us. You need to have a mask on when you come into the Art Center. And if you're taking a class, that mask needs to stay on during the whole class. That's the order that was given to us on July 1st by our Secretary of Health, and we are adhering to that. And we're adhering to that because we feel like that's the safest or the best way to keep all of our friends that come here to the Community Arts Center as safe as possible and keep the risk as low as possible. All right. So I'm not doing the top of this right now because the easiest way to paint furniture is to turn it upside down, because then you can see places that you missed. So there we go, it's upside down. Whew. Masks are warm. I could have used this in the winter time when I was so cold all winter long. Moving along so fast. Social distancing. Oh yeah, coffee house tomorrow at 7. Stephanie and the Wild Things. Is that right? Wild Things? Wild Hearts. Sorry, Steph. Stephanie and the Wild Hearts. The rain date will be next week. If she gets some of the concert in, we probably won't do a rain date, but hopefully this rain that we've been having that's been messing with my camps will be gone by then, and we can have the whole concert. I don't know if any of you were at Sam Coco's concert that we had, that we got about 40 minutes in and then the rain kicked in. Oh, this is gonna look so good. So, and I know Angela won't let me because this is going to be a prop for a play, but it really needs a stencil on this stool. Maybe something that says, keeping the arts alive. I don't know. By the way, if I stop in the middle of the live and run over to the back side of the camera here and then start yelling, I just want you to know my husband is in the middle of his oral defense for his doctoral thesis, and so if I start screaming and yelling, you will know that he got a good result and has let me know. So we're pretty excited to have this process be done. It's been an interesting road. Very interesting road, and I'm stinking proud of him. He's one of the smartest men I know, if not the. He'll argue with me about that because he's also a humble man. All right. Man, this is like, first coat on the first side is almost done. Thanks everybody for joining in. Oh look, Denise Urban has joined us too. Hey Denise. Denise, I don't know if you've done this before. Don't get started. Just don't do it because it's too much. Oh my gosh. You'll be painting every piece of furniture in your studio before long if you start this. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to prep this side. Well, for crying out loud. So the biggest part of prepping is soapy water. I'll show you on the top when I flip it over. I forgot that I was just putting the second coat on one side. That's what happens when I get busy talking. I forget what I'm doing. But chalk paint has to be about the most forgiving paint out there. So it really does adhere to so many surfaces. I've painted on glass, I've painted on plastic, lots of different kinds of wood and laminate. So it really is super easy. And right now, after painting, this was a new bottle of paint, and have only used about this much. So about half of this 8-ounce container is going to do this whole stool. So it really is very affordable on top of being easy. And if you get it done and you don't like it, you can just paint right over the top of it because it covers really nicely. All right, so I now on the bottom part have the second coat and the first coat. That's it. All right. Ooh, and that's why we turn it upside down. I see all kinds of things that I didn't get painted here. Were you guys all going, hey Jen, you forgot that part, you missed that part? Yeah. Did you message me about it? No. All right. Now that I'm doing everything backwards, I'm going to show you the stringent prepping process, and I'm going to do this top part here. So you get a rag. I like to use t-shirts because then you don't end up with any lint. You get some warm soapy water. Now this is not real warm anymore, but it's soapy, and I just use Dawn. If you feel like you need to have a stronger degreaser on it, if your piece has a lot of buildup, TSP works really nicely. So all you do is wipe it off. And I'm getting some black on here because I came over into the chalk paint, but yeah, soapy water on the floor. Gotta love it. So that's all you do to prep it. And then you spill water on the floor, obviously. I'll be right back with you. I'm just going to throw some rags down here. This paint is water soluble, so like this part over here that I painted earlier today, I can come in and distress it a little bit. If you like that beat up look, just get it wet and then kind of rub it and the paint will come off. Once it is sealed with either the varnish or the wax, or if you want a polyurethane, it will not come off. All right, so let me wipe most of this off. Thankfully that container didn't have very much soapy water in it. It's got even less now. All right, so when you're starting out and your piece is dry, you've scrubbed it down good, and this is a continuous spray spritzer. It's fabulous for working with chalk paint. So normally I would just hit my brush, and then hit my paint, so everything is nice and wet. And I'm just telling you, like dumping that, oh, I'm all nervous now for some reason. So my brush is fully loaded. You don't have to get it up near the metal part, just the last maybe inch of the brush. And the bigger the brush and the more bristles it has, the faster you can paint. This just, it holds so much paint. I'm gonna turn this sideways so you guys can see better. Like, it just goes on like melted butter. It's so wonderful. And if you get an area, there's an area right here that it's not wanting to stick to. So when I come back to this, I just get paint on my face. When I come back to this, I may sand that just a little bit, and that'll help it to adhere better. Whew. Okay, I hope I got that black paint that I just put on my face. All right, so let me just show you what this looks like now. I think this is going to be gorgeous. Just a plain black chair. And unless you want to stick around with me for a couple hours, I won't be able to demonstrate real well how to put the varnish on or the wax on, but I'll do a little bit on one of the legs that's dry down here, so you can at least see a little bit. A lot of people will take like a 220 or 300 grit sandpaper, and once they are done with the second coat, do a very light sanding so that there aren't any brush strokes and it looks as smooth as silk. I don't do that because I like to use different colored waxes, and then it shows up better. All right, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to start with the varnish. No, I'm going to start with the wax first. I have a brown wax here. Yes, that's wax. All right. So this brown wax works really great for giving something a primitive or antique look. I really like using it for those situations. So I'm just going to show you how to wax, and all of my rags are wet, so I'm just going to use paper towel. Let's see. It really doesn't take a whole lot of wax, and this should really dry for a couple of hours before we wax, but we, being me, I'm always impatient. So you would just put it on with the little wax brush and then wipe it off. And I know it's kind of hard to tell here on the black. I'll bring you in a little closer so you can see. It just glosses it ever so much. And if you use clear, it would just enhance the black. If you used a white wax, it would make it look old and faded, which is my favorite thing to use it for. I love the white wax. If any of you follow my Facebook page, you'll know I love the white wax because every piece of furniture I put on has been white waxed. All right, so since this is black and it really doesn't matter if it gets a little bit of brown on it, I'm going to show you how to use the varnish. It is matte. It's going to look a little glossy when I'm putting it on, but it dries super matte. It is so pretty. Oh, I haven't even opened this yet. Of course. Hey Maggie, can you open this? I have gloves on. You never know as an intern at the Art Center what you're going to be asked to do next. Oh, see, it's not just me. She's working really hard at it. I love Facebook Live because like the pressure's not really there, it's just fun. Okay, perfection. Thank you. So this kind of looks like pudding. So we'll just slide some on. Of course, I'm doing it on the off-camera side, which, oh my gosh, did you see that? I caught it. This day, you just slide it on. And long, even strokes will make it dry so nicely. So that is how you do chalk paint on a piece of furniture. Actual painting time is pretty low, just because it goes on so quickly. Drying after the first coat, usually within about a half an hour, the first coat is dry enough that you can come and put the second coat on. The second coat takes a little bit longer to dry, and so it takes about 2 hours. And once you have that second coat dry, then you can come in with whatever finish. For waxing, I like to wait until the next day to wax, just to give that paint that extra time to set and cure. So it's super easy, super fast, and it is so much fun. I think it's fun because you can have a finished piece so quickly. So, whew, I'm sweating here. This is Jen at the Community Arts Center. I'm going to hang out for just a little while and leave the live on if anybody has any questions, post them right away and I'll try to get back to them. I'm going to work on putting some varnish on the rest. So yeah, any questions, ask away. Who else has joined us? Oh, Marcia Carr. Hi, Mrs. Carr. Oh, and Sherry Sauter's here. Carrie's here. Ooh. Okay, so I invited Carrie to this one perfectly. Carrie Bone was part of our church's youth group. I don't know, Carrie, I think it was probably 2 years ago, maybe 3, because we're not old enough for it to be as many years ago as it was. But Carrie posted on Facebook not too long ago that she chalk painted the side of her refrigerator. She's got young children. This way they can use chalk on the side of the refrigerator. And it turned out great. I love the pictures of it. So I'm glad you joined us, Carrie. Yay. Has anybody else ever used chalk paint? Let me know. And most of the people that are here today are local, but Carrie is from Elkhart, Indiana. And Karen Billy is from Anderson, Indiana. Hi, Karen. I'm glad you're here. Most everybody else is local. Lots of Westmont people. I'm glad you guys are all here with us today. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna paint for a little bit. It's my happy place. You guys all know that. Beautiful. So don't forget to check out the website, caccc.org. That's the Community Arts Center of Cambria County, caccc.org. I'm going to start putting together our fall classes, and we will probably have some more Facebook events and Zoom classes if you would prefer to take our classes that way. We want to be able to make it possible for you to continue to grow in your abilities as an artist and to learn fun crafting. So we want to make that happen for our community. And by doing the Facebook Live and Zoom classes, that allows us to reach further than our Johnstown community into people that that live outside our area. So we would love to have anybody join us on those digital events. All right. So I'm going to do the top of the varnish on this, and then I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to sign off. I love this matte varnish. It makes pieces look like velvet. They're just so smooth and pretty. And the brush strokes, any brush strokes just kind of disappear. All right, just feathering that out. I'm going to bring it in so you can see the piece up close. Look how smooth that looks. And that will dry down to a beautiful matte. So there you have it. Chalk paint on a stool. One last time, this is Jen at the Community Arts Center. Thank you again for the Ready Set Open from Cambria Regional Chamber, and thanks for supporting us as we are opening and trying to be open for the public in the safest way possible. We go to crazy lengths to keep the risk as low as possible when you're in our building. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll be doing another live event probably next week, and we're gonna have a fun time. Don't forget DIY Camp for Kids next week. Sign your kids up today. Bye everyone.